Allow me to explain Gigant, or Gigant, which is a manga written by the guy who wrote Inuyashiki and Gantz, in which the main character is just a teenage boy who has an affair or a relationship with a porn actress. He's like reading a book and he's like, whoa, this model is hot, and he like becomes an otaku and collects all of her porn, and then he meets her on the streets and then they have a relationship. And then she gets like an alien relic and can turn giant and fight kaiju. And it's just it's a poorly disguised giganticism fetish manga. And it ran for like 90 chapters, and I couldn't believe it was actually being published all that time, and it ended this year.
That is pretty funny.
Yep.
And it ended this year.
Yeah, I guess after making 2-hit manga, you can do whatever you want. Which includes convincing a normal manga magazine to publish, like, fetishism.
Sure.
Good.
It makes money.
It does. I bought it. Illegally.
You bought it on your phone for the price of admission, which was...
To be fair, if I were
Redacted.
buying those volumes, I would have to, like, go to a illicit place and be buying porn, so I didn't want to do that. But I'll surely consume it for free.
What, you don't like to pay for your porn?
Can you please turn the light off? It's like flashing.
No, Steven's enjoying it.
No, I'm not.
I'm being gaslit by the lights.
Oh, God.
This is all part of
actually
Steven's.
an epileptic.
I'm having a seizure.
This is all part of Steven's
Where's the fucking switch?
hentai interrogation.
God. There we
Thank
go.
you.
Wait, you turned it off?
Well, it's yeah.
But it's...
What the fuck?
No, it's off.
Oh,
It just took a long time to, like, cool down.
Yeah, the bulb was cooling off. Let's see.
Well, sometimes I'll pay for it. I've had a few months of Faku subscription in my lifetime, or I buy things sometimes. Yeah, it's
You
like
bought-
anything else.
You bought that Cosplay Deviants calendar.
Yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. My credit card, I got an email saying my credit card limit had been extended by $500, and I turned down the aisle to see the hardcover Cosplay Deviants book. I said, finally.
Hell yeah.
And then I bought it and realized that Cosplay Deviants sucks ass, and I wasted my money. And then I lost it, I guess, because I don't know where it is now.
Well, it's a calendar. The days have gone by. You surely got rid of it.
No, I had a book.
Oh, you had a book?
I had like a coffee table book. It was like their
Who knows what
2022.
happened to that?
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it
Wait, you
wasn't.
bought this recently?
No, it was at MegaCon like 5 years ago.
Oh, I thought you said 2022. I was like, what?
I just misremember a time. But I don't know where it would have gone. I guess, like I said, it wasn't worth anything. It was.
Steven?
How do you mean? What?
Do you know where it went?
I have no idea where it went. No. I remember you having the calendar. I forgot all about the book.
Well, I have moved almost once per year for the last 6 years, so I probably just got rid of it at some point.
True.
Or one of your friends that helped you move took it. They saw it and they couldn't take their eyes off of it.
I know I've discarded quite a bit over time because I had that one we used in our cover photo for YouTube too. Or maybe that was yours. There was the magazine with the cover that had to be sticky taped over.
That was the comic one?
Yeah.
That was mine. And mine will stay.
Okay.
Crossing the Line is not a show intended to bully or harass anyone. Do not go out of your way to mess with the authors who write these fanfics. They make what we do possible. Thanks. Enjoy.
Welcome to Crossing the Line, a fanfiction podcast where we read, review, and critique fanfiction for your listening pleasure. I'm George Deeple. As always, I got my two co-hosts, Elias Viva Vlogs
Hello.
and Stephen Blue Breed.
Hello.
Who likes Goofy? What do you like about him? Is he funny? Is he cool? Who do you think, what's the number one Goofy fact?
I used to have a demo disc that had some games on it, but one of the games was just a video of Goofy skateboarding on PC.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
I don't know what game it was from, but it was just like a 3D model of Goofy skateboarding around. It looks so fun. It looked like really weird Tony Hawk, and I wanted to play it so bad.
Was it Disney's Extreme Skateboarding?
No, because you don't. Well, you do play as the animals in that, but no, it was like a Goofy PC game.
Wow. I'm gonna look that up. Stephen, tell us about Goofy and your favorite endeavors of his.
Definitely my favorite Disney character. Second, no, I think he is my number one. Like, I like Donald, but he's probably my second favorite. He's just always optimistic, very slapsticky oriented character. They also turned him into very much a family man over the years, and he's a phenomenal father. Like, he kind of just acts like the dad I grew up with, which I appreciate.
It is true. There are quite a few parallels there.
Mm.
Fuck!
No,
I'm being advertised.
Did you find the Goofy game?
Disney's Extremely Goofy Skateboarding.
Yes.
2001 PC
Hell
gameplay, Windows 10.
At last.
Why is the volume on?
Because it's a fucking ad for Purex. Buy Purex. It's really good at getting stains out of your clothes. Okay. There it is. There's our the video portion of our audio program.
Goofy's Extreme Skateboarding.
Well, you get to pick your deck. It's like a long... He only has longboards, it would seem.
The UI is typical of a Disney PC game.
Mm.
Yeah, it looks like something that would be on like one of those kiosks, like touchscreen kiosks from back in the day.
Definitely a PC game. The mouse is moving around.
It looks like a DVD menu. Oh god, there he is. Goofy, he's
You
here.
can change your Goofy
Yes.
outfit.
Can you play as Max?
I mean, Goofy's dressed pretty young.
Are you
Maybe-
saying they're interchangeable characters?
Within the realm of Goofy Extreme Skateboarding, perhaps.
Do you think Roxanne thinks they're interchangeable characters?
I guess we'll have to see in our fanfiction today.
I'm sure. Oh, the skateboard's also the loading screen. Okay, this is awesome. He's got 3 buckets, he's got 30 Goofy coins, and 3 beach balls.
You gotta play this on stream.
This looks like shit, dude.
No,
He
it's
said this was
fun.
awesome.
It was like the Tony Hawk's loading screen where they're flipping around like 1,000 feet in the air.
Mm.
It was like tool assisted. It was like a tool assisted preview.
Tool assisted in like 2001.
You gotta look
Yeah.
up a Tasso's game.
He was at like an actual skate park too. This is like in a
He's getting there.
it's
He's
like in the
skating there.
grass.
You gotta you don't start out with like the cool skate park level. You gotta get there.
Whoa.
Whoa!
He did a 360 spin nose grab. That was incredible.
He got some big air.
He did get some big air. He's going to get those coins too.
Some big nose.
This person can't play this game very well.
They're not very good. This first plays HD.
I guess their only objective is to get the Goofy coins or whatever.
Gosh.
Whoa.
It's got good music.
Got discount ska.
Oh god, I love ska.
Hell yeah.
I was never a Disney kid, so I don't have much to say about Goofy, but I think he's pretty funny. I like Kingdom Hearts now that I've played it as an adult, man.
Didn't we watch a Goofy movie?
We did.
Oh yeah, we watched it at
Your house.
yeah.
What did you think?
I thought it was fine. I thought it was a bit like a lot of times I know like the whole thing is it's a road trip, but it felt kind of like that it was just like here's a scene for our gag, here's the scene for our next gag, and here's our song number, and it felt very like just like scene by scene rather than one big narrative.
We should watch an extremely Goofy movie. It's better.
You think?
Well, it's less. There's like less sincere dad and son moments, but it's just like a Goofy college movie. It's pretty fun.
You
It's
do like
very-
Goofy college movies.
Yeah, if the first one was that it was all over the place, this one they're only mainly in one location, so that helps a lot with that narrative. It's a fun fact about that actually. So in an extremely Goofy movie, one of the big plot points is that Max wants to try out for the X Games and shit. And I only recently found out that that's because at that time Disney had bought whoever was like a whoever was showing the X Games.
Isn't
And
that
so
ESPN?
yeah, like they owned ESPN, so they actually got access to the X Games, and that's why that was in that at all.
Who's the kid that puts the cheese on his hand?
Oh, fucking, I forget his name, but he's hilarious.
I don't like that. I've
He's on
only
a
seen
local
that
food truck.
clip, and I've
The lean,
Don't-
it's the lean tower of Jesus.
I've only seen that clip and the clip of the guy snapping his fingers and they start to fade away.
Oh,
But that was a Thanos edit. That wasn't really in the movie. It was funny though. His chin like turned big and purple.
Well, I like Goofy because he's my favorite Kingdom Hearts character that's a Disney character. Except maybe Tarzan.
I was about to say, you do like Tarzan.
Tarzan is funny because he moves at the same frame rate as everybody else, but he's like a huge, like lumbering character, so he just looks ridiculous, like glitching around. And also, he like his whole stage is so platforming heavy that he's constantly jumping off cliffs and killing himself.
It's very funny how it's very funny how Kingdom Hearts just really like abandoned platforming for the most part. Like after the first game, they're like, "All right, we just need to make a combat-focused experience. Nobody wants to do this, but I love the platforming, even though it's bad."
Yeah, platforming in Tarzan is especially egregious. The hippos as a kid is like impossible. It's so tight.
Vines too. It's so easy to get lost there too.
Yeah, it sure is, especially when you have to revisit areas constantly to get the cutscenes to trigger.
Yeah, so you're just like looping around this like tiny little thing that like 3 branching paths that all like kind of circle back together. It's very strange.
Oh lord.
Yeah, but Kingdom Hearts in one in general is very cryptic. I like Goofy in that game because he like levels up faster than everybody else, so he's like always a pretty strong, tanky character. I mean, your characters die all the time, but Goofy's relatively tanky.
Right.
We always keep Goofy in the party.
And I like Extremely Goofy Movie. I would watch it on Disney Channel all the time.
Nice.
Well, anyways, time to read fan fiction about it.
Yeah, we can do that. Steven, why don't you start? I don't think you've started in a hot minute.
Okie doke.
I don't think. It's been a while. Or the memories kind of blur. Elias is being baited into playing more Balan Wonderworld by our friends in our group chat right now.
We played like 2 levels. It's so bad. It's so slow.
Alright. Shaggy was a stoner by nature.
You gotta stop, man! This is the 3rd episode in a row you've done a Scooby-Doo story.
Is it?
Yes! You did the Powerpuff Scooby-Doo.
No, that one
No,
did
wait.
Harry Potter.
Right. No, you did 2 Harry Potters in a row. Yeah. I'm just sick of these 2.
I really like Shaggy.
I was just so quick to anger because I was just like, that's all we hear is Scooby-Doo and Harry Potter. Go on.
Shaggy was a stoner by nature. It was his way. He ate all the time, hallucinated, and experienced paranoia, but he loved getting high. He loved his friends, but he loved his pot. He hated all responsibility and anything remotely scary. He was generally amiable and easily controlled.
Which talking dog do you think he's going to see first?
That's a good fucking question.
You think Scooby's going to try to bite Goofy?
You think Goofy's gonna get a little bit upset that Scooby talks like that?
Yeah.
I think this feller's a little slow, Max.
I'll get outside.
Okay.
His best friend outside the Scooby Gang was a dog creature thing named Bobby.
What?
Bobby was also a stoner who valued spray cheese more than life itself.
Now he knows his name.
Good. He would do anything to help his friends, as long as they paid him his fucking cheese. Then when his payment was withheld, he became irrational, unpredictable, even violent.
I don't like this.
This is amazing. Our adventure opens one night as they were watching TV and getting slightly buzzed. A commercial for a big box store opening up in the next town came on. The advertisement featured an entire aisle dedicated to spray cheese. Whoa, Bobby suddenly exclaimed. What? Shaggy looked up, glazed eyes, unfocused.
You sure Sagan didn't write this one?
Let me look.
No, it's not him.
Nah.
It's very much up his alley. If you're listening out there, it's just Sagan.
Absolutely.
Or big boy, you're big boy now.
Big boy.
I keep forgetting because we have the emote in the Discord. That's just called. That's like just him. His like icon with the red eyes.
Spray cheese, scrumptious, man. Man, all that cheese talk is hyping my munchies, dude. Let's go. They went out to the mystery machine. Surely Fred wouldn't mind if they borrowed it, and they could fill the entire back with cans of spray cheese.
God, I've never considered the dimensions of the van. It's so big and back.
This is amazing.
It's so funny that they make Shaggy sit back there.
It's where he belongs.
Him and the dog.
They try to frame it like there's back seats, but there's not.
Nah, I saw a really funny fucking edit where it shows like the back, and it's like Shaggy standing on Daphne's ass or whatever to like keep himself over the shoulders.
Standing on Daphne's ass.
Yeah, it like shows all of them how they would be sitting if you could see them from the back, and it was really funny.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I was like trying to picture in my head, because for one, his feet are fucking huge.
Mm-hmm. He got them fucking Boris Karloff feet, the Frankenstein shoes.
Okay, I've got the mental image now. Let me revert back to where there was all the cheese in the car. That hasn't happened yet, but they're thinking about it.
They drove for a few minutes. Bobby contemplated his mortal existence while Shaggy happily drove.
Dude, Fred is gonna be pissed they took the mystery machine.
Like, we needed cheese. I don't care.
I don't care that you needed cheese. You don't take my van. Like,
Shaggy,
on, man.
it wasn't yours to fill with spray cheese. The cheese is besides the point, Shaggy.
How'd you even afford all that cheese?
Like, we also borrowed your credit card. We thought you'd understand.
Well, my credit card is Daphne's credit card, so that's probably fine.
But my van is my van.
Bobby contemplated his mortal existence while Shaggy happily drove. They had to pull over for gas before too long.
Oh no, and you know they have the munchies.
They got out and began siphoning gas from someone's car.
They needed gas and they got it.
While they were doing so, some dick spotted them from his car. He shuffled over to them, shouting insults. Bobby looked over at him through his round glasses. Some dick, dude, he said. Some dick, dude, he said to Shaggy, who looked over.
This is like Elias's fucking fanfiction universe. Where all the characters just live in a town and be deranged.
They slump around and do their own thing.
There's so much happening at once. All of Elias's fanfics have happened at the same time.
I need to like make a book anthology just called The Worst Day in the Life of the Worst Town. Well, there was one day when it was snowing really hard, so it'd have to be another part of town.
That's fine. It's a pretty big biome.
It's a year. You guys are fucking pricks! What you're doing is illegal! Some dick yelled. The guys stared at him for a few seconds before Bobby snorted and they burst out laughing. Like, wow, man, he's gonna kick our asses! What's he even talking about? Shaggy said sarcastically.
Shaggy's pretty big when he's buzzed.
Shaggy's pretty fucking tall.
Shaggy looks down and points at him.
Small!
What is he gonna do?
You fucking manlet.
I'm a 5'11".
Like I don't talk to anybody with a 5 in their height.
Dude, Bobby choked out through his laughter. Smokage, huh? Some dick.
What?
Just smokage, huh?
Smokage?
Smokage.
Okay.
Some dick glared at them and stormed off, cursing them and vowing to get the cops. The guys finished siphoning gas from the car and got back in the mystery machine.
Their car would be so conspicuous.
Their giant blue and green van with a huge logo on the side.
70s ass vehicle.
It's probably bobbing and weaving between the lanes.
They were driving down the street when a police siren went off behind them. We're busted,
Oh, no.
dude, Bobby said. He was a little too high to care that much. He laughed slightly. Zoinks! I can't go back to the joint, Shaggy yelled. Also, joint!
I knew it was
course.
coming.
Shaggy hit the accelerator as they laughed at his pun. They swerved around a parked car and headed for the highway. They were on the run from the law now, but they still needed that spray cheese.
That's true.
The end.
Yeah. All they did was siphon gas.
And then they smoked weed.
And they saw that Easy Cheese was on sale at Lowe's or whatever.
At Lowe's.
A hardware
They're-
store.
They're looking at the spray
Lowe's.
paints.
The spray paint.
They got a whole aisle of Easy Cheese.
They saw cheese.
Orange
yellow.
cans.
Holy shit, I give that story 2 cans of Easy Cheese.
I give that story a toucan.
I give that height shaming out of 10.
That was pretty funny. The parts that we added, those were good.
Like, look at this guy. He's so small. Guy gets mad and leaves.
Like steaming, his face is turning red. Some dick his name was.
His only given name.
You're being berated in our group chat some more. I don't know if this is good content or not for the podcast, but someone is really mad at you for not being able to play Bully in Wonderworld.
Oh no.
I'll get to it eventually. For now, I'll read my fan fiction. The character is not named, but it seems to be implied. Well, I guess I'll just read the story as we do.
Don't worry, we got it.
It was the last day of senior year. I tucked my pencil behind my long ear, waiting for my mom to come get me.
I wonder who that could be.
Of course, that
Wait,
bitch
he doesn't have
Roxanne just had to start some shit on the last day.
Oh. What did she do?
You seem so upset.
Well, I was like, I assumed it was Max, but A, they don't have a mom.
And he called Roxanne a bitch.
Yeah, that.
It almost cost me my friendship with Max. It didn't help that he sat next to me in the gross plastic chairs in the principal's office.
Is this Pete's kid, you think?
This is Max's friend.
I hope it's BJ.
He'd been my best friend since we were kids. We almost drifted apart if it weren't for his showstopper DILF.
Goofy?
I guess.
His showstopper DILF.
How much longer? Max asked. Before I could open my mouth, my mom burst through the principal's office and wrenched my elbow so hard it was out of its socket.
Oh no!
In front of the principal.
I gave Max a devastating look. This year's summer road trip was going to be an absolute nightmare if I was going to be grounded. Just as we turned the corner out of school, I saw him. He was drop-dead gorgeous. I had to will my jaw not to drop. He was so tall and his nose stretched so far from his face I could practically picture how it would fit between my thighs like in my fantasies. Holy shit!
Oh no!
That's true.
I didn't expect to read that.
You didn't expect to have a
I
horny,
didn't
goofy
expect-
POV?
I didn't expect it to go into his thighs. I was like, whoa!
It could be her thighs.
It's true. Mr. Goofy? I said cordially. All he did was look my way in disappointment.
Oh my god!
I had to clench my
Aw.
jaw.
The town slut.
I think he
You stay away from my boy.
I think he...
Sorry.
I ought to read you some statistics.
Then he would pull out a really long piece of paper.
He shoved it in his pocket earlier.
Yeah. It's Disney humor.
All he did was look my way in disappointment. I had to clench my jaw again. I think he heard my swallow got going down the hall. Gulp. This summer was going to be torture without seeing his big cheesy grin bringing Max and I pizza on the weekends at his house. Yeah, that sounds like torture. Not doing that. Just a few weeks later, I sat with my mom in the hot tub of her shitty motel. She insisted we go on a road trip to get away for a while.
Wait, what?
They live in a motel, but they want to get away for a while.
Oh, that's sad.
Pete's fallen on hard times.
I knew it was because of my parents' impending divorce. Yuck! I whipped my head to look around. I could have swore that... Ladies? Goofy said. He was approaching the hot tub in silky black swim trunks, holding a fresh pizza. Much to think about here.
What was on the pizza?
I need to absorb this for a moment while I drink some coffee.
Pepperoni. Sausage.
They're living in a motel and sitting in the hot tub, and Goofy approaches them in his swimsuit, knowing they would be here with pizza. I guess he intended to invite them swimming, and they were already there.
I guess.
Anyways. The odds he would be here were insane. I had to... Yeah, they are. He doesn't... Why would he be in a motel in his own city?
That's true.
I had to rub my bright blue orbs a few times to make sure he wasn't another fantasy of mine. Orbs.
Yeah, the pearly whites. You know.
Orbs,
I barely...
They're brow cocked.
I barely heard my mother get out of the pool and answer her ringing cell phone. I was too busy searching the outline of his swim trunks for his goofy member.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Jesus.
This is so good.
He is a DILF.
I'm going to take this call in my room, my mom said suddenly. On the other line, I heard my father's voice. Oh no, the divorce.
The divorce.
I'll keep her company. Don't worry, he said.
Now you listen here. Don't let that man anywhere near our children.
Reassuring my mother. I wrapped my arms around myself, suddenly very aware I'd been in my skippy pink polka dot bikini. Maybe they meant to say skimpy.
Skippy.
As my mom got closer to our motel room, Goofy stepped into the hot tub. The water was so hot he winced a bit before fully submerging himself.
Not even a
Fully?
hi.
He goes all the way in.
Not even like a hello. How's it going? you mind if I take a dip?
Pizza and all.
This is just like someone's self-insert based on the one scene in the movie where they're in the hotel.
Well, where's Max? I asked, trying to break the silence. You're right, he didn't say anything.
He never will.
In the room. He won't be joining us. He quickly replied. Quickly. I gulped hard. Here I was, alone with my own friend's dad. I dreamed about this for months, hoping he'd realize how down I was for him. You know, he started to say, I heard about Roxanne. I didn't even know what to think. Instinctively, I leaned closer into him, not realizing he was already so close. I didn't mean... No! He cut me off, pressing a big finger on my lips.
And it's a big finger.
I hated that bitch.
Whoa! Whoa, dude!
Oh my god.
Before I could register his finger against my lips, his hand traveled to the back of my neck and wrapped around tight.
Imagine someone like putting their whole finger to your lips and then say, I hated that bitch.
I hated that bitch.
Imagine Goofy with a negative bone in his body is fucking amazing.
He gripped her by the neck. He's gonna freaking...
Get a ringer.
Yeah. I opened my mouth to gasp, but his lips were already crashing against mine and kissing passionately.
Yo, he's in there, boys.
Ooh.
My hands reached for his floppy ears. It was everything I could hope for all at once. He started moaning against my lips. His other hand was tracing down to my hip.
Oh.
Oh. He started... He started tugging at the strings to my bikini bottoms. I nodded as we kissed. He took my moans as confirmation to sneak a finger between my folds. Although
It
the
is a
hot
girl.
tub, yeah. Although the hot tub was already hot and wet, I was worse. My core was practically throbbing
That's a
for
good
his
line.
touch. Wait, I whispered, even though no one was around to hear us. He pulled away and searched my orbs for an explanation.
Stop calling them orbs. That's not a romantic term for eyeball.
Is this really happening? I asked. He quirked his signature goofy smirk, and I felt my thighs pressed together a little closer,
Signature.
with his hands still in my coochie.
Oh my fucking lord.
You're...
His classic iconic goofy smile as he wiggled his finger.
You're, he said, leaning close to my lips again. You're my best pal. It was music to my ears. My face softened as he pushed his finger inside of me. I felt myself give every inch of my body to him. He kissed me again, rougher. Then before I could moan into his mouth, he flipped me around so my chest and stomach to the hot tub's edge. I felt his big hands squeeze my ass from behind. Then he ripped my bikini bottoms off and kicked them to the bottom of the hot tub. It's like fumbling with them down there. I braced myself as I felt him line up at my entrance. A big, strong dilf like him had to have a monstrous, goofy dick. Just as I thought, when he slammed into me, I had to cover my mouth to keep from screaming.
It was goofy, so it sounded like an accordion.
Holy shit. I would normally skip past this part, but there's some really choice lines here, so I have to read them.
Oh, you're fine. We're X-rated on the podcast.
Just he started pounding in and out so aggressively that we made the small motel hot tub its own wave pool. One of his massive hands held onto my hip for stability, making bruises with his gloved grip. He's still wearing gloves?
I was thinking about that. I was gonna bring it up, but
He's wearing protection.
Yeah.
his rubbers.
Yeah.
I gasped as his finger returned to my clit and he rubbed it in quick circles. I knew he was close. I could feel his dick throbbing inside my walls as they started to clench tightly onto him. I was teetering on the edge of ecstasy. I groaned as I kept my grip on the edge of the concrete barrier. Come inside, it's fun inside, I screamed.
It's fun inside?
That's the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse line.
Oh, fucking God.
Okay, I'm officially considering this satire now. It was up in the air up until now, but...
As I threw my head back in bliss and agony, this moaning morphed into his iconic clucking. A yuck! A yuck!
Oh my God.
He screamed. Then I felt the hot dripping seed fill me to the brim. I let out a moan that was definitely too loud for where we were. You really are, he started to say as he pulled away. I flinched as his thick dick was out of me. My best pal. I mean gal. I blushed even further.
What the fuck?
Playing with the door dingler down there?
I guess he was...
Steven? Playing with the door dingler?
No, I was trying to get the cat to stop scratching the couch, and then he launched out, and I guess he hit the door dingler.
Steven,
Almost
yes,
done.
and on improv. You're playing with the door dingler.
It was cool. I like the noise it makes.
Thank you.
That's the sound that Goofy's dick makes when he pulls out.
There you go.
Hold on, you can grab that, you read that line again.
You really are my best pal. I mean gal.
God, I don't even have to edit shit. This rocks.
I blushed even further, then held my breath as I went underwater to find my bikini bottoms. Although my eyes were closed, I felt him reach down for his swim trunks and pull them on. When I came up from the water, he sat comfortably on the seat in the hot tub and pulled a slice of cheese pizza from the nearby box. He offered me the slice, and I had to take it from his hand.
His gloves
Smiling
are
sweetly.
fucking dirty.
From then on, I knew it. I would be sneaking around with my best friend's dad as long as I could before going off to college this fall. I couldn't even tell Max. It was our sexy little secret. I knew this summer was going to be torture. Spelled Tourture. Author's note. I chugged 1.5 margaritas, wrote this, then sipped a vodka red. Bull as I posted this. I'm sorry. ... The end.
You know, I genuinely, I did pick up on the satire pretty early on, but a part of me really did want to believe that someone was just genuinely down bad for Goofy.
I don't know. They had to write it.
That's true. It's like them doing like come inside, it's fun inside. That's a real stinger right there. I rate that story 10 door knockers out of 10. Door dingers.
I rate that one slice of cheese pizza with the disgusting gloved wet hand out of 10.
I rate that Goofy's Mousecatool out of 10.
Hell yeah.
This Goofy member.
You can't keep calling it that.
I had to wipe my orbs.
Lord, my big blue orbs.
I love how they're just they live in a motel. But they're like thinking about going on vacation, then Goofy just shows up.
Yeah.
Mom leaves and he fucks her hard.
Christ.
Pretty cool. Okay, I got my story. Are you excited? Are you ready?
Yeah. Take us home.
25 lesbian short stories that came from my insane fanboy mind.
Are there enough women in the Goofy universe to have lesbians?
Let's see. There's Roxanne, Stacy, and then there's Peg.
Is Peg canon to the movies?
Is Stacy the one that was in the story we just read?
No. I was thinking that. I was actually looking up, like, females in the universe to see, like, who...
I thought it was good PJ.
Yeah, so...
That should have been hilarious. Him thinking of... Because the first line where he's thinking about, like, Goofy's long nose between their legs. With PJ's fat gut in the way. Anyway. This person they're talking about, this authors know this is kind of like, they're talking about their personal friends, and yeah, he did a pick of the two pillow fighting, and it stuck with me. I never saw much of Goof Troop, only a couple of episodes, but I stuck with this pairing and marked it as my fancy couple. But enough rambling. Onwards. A black tie event at the famous Nightingale Sky Garden sounded like a fun event for the young Frankie. But as the night stretched on, she found herself just drinking and using single words. So the one night she got off was the one night that she found herself wishing that she would get a call about an imaginary friend burning down the house so she could leave.
Oh.
She would love to leave, but her date, a guy she met at a club 7 blocks away 2 weeks ago, refused to leave. She tried to sneak out, but the guy just seemed to catch her every time. Breaking up with him was also impossible. He either got distracted and left before Frankie could finish her sentence, or he laughed it off. Damn.
Jesus Christ.
I don't think this is working out. Good one. What the fuck did you just send me? Don't just sip your coffee.
I looked up Frankie Goofy, and for some reason somebody's selling a, like, 3D model, like, kit, including both of them together. Frankie from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends and Goofy from Goofy Movie.
How much was it?
I
Look it up again.
I wasn't expecting such a question.
I'm interested. Once he finally decided to leave, she was going to kick
It's
him.
no longer available.
Rats.
Damn.
It had 500 positive reviews somehow.
People, the Frankie Goofy fandom is thriving.
Why?
Oh.
Okay, 124, but that's still a lot.
Yeah. She was going to kick in the main man, take his paper cash, and leave him. This guy seemed nice. What? Frankie looked around for about the 45th time. Nobody new, nobody interesting to talk with, and her boy friend was nowhere to be seen, of course. After downing her 3rd, 5th, 7th, she lost count, ginger ale, she decided to go out onto the stone patio and look at the stars, better than watching the old and fake talking about what they did with who they did it with. She placed the glass on a tray and left the crowd to head for the entrance to the garden.
She's gonna imagine her perfect man, and it's going to be Goofy.
It's going to be a woman.
Oh yeah, right. It's gonna be Roxanne. Sorry.
Opening the doors, she found herself not alone. A woman with a banana-shaped hairstyle had already taken Frankie's spot.
It's Pen. Or whatever her name is. Pete's wife.
There you go.
Oh, Peg.
Peg. Her hair is kind of banana shaped.
Yeah, it's a pretty funny descriptor. The sexy woman with the banana head.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Wow, Mama, you look like a banana. Her dress screamed sex appeal, which was an oddity, considering the most back Frankie seen tonight was that of a man who took off his shirt because it got soaked. Hey, Frankie decided to get the woman's attention. The woman turned. This woman was definitely different from the rest inside. Her tiny, little dog-like nose was proof that she was the only non-human at the party, but that didn't matter. In Frankie's opinion, she was definitely the best looking at the party, maybe the city. The city part just shot into Frankie's mind, as if she considered this woman to be available. Yeah? The woman asked. She sounded nice, like a mother. Do you mind if I join you? Asked Frankie. Not at all. The woman moaned, moved a bit to the left, allowing Frankie room. Frankie took the open space and took a deep breath of the fresh air. The air is great here, huh? Asked the woman. Oh, yes, Frankie said. My name is Frankie. Peg, said she as she extended her arm out.
Yes, it's Peg.
Frankie took it and shook. Party's pretty boring, huh? Yeah, Frankie said, letting out a small laugh. I got dragged here by a friend, and now I can't leave. You? I'm a gold donator, Peg replied. I'm expected to stay for the full thing.
I'm a Reddit gold user.
Look at all this karma. I have to stay.
Okay.
Okay.
Peg is like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, Peg's the gold donator.
Oh.
Where do you think Frank... where would either of them get gold, but whatever. Have you tried sneaking out? Frankie asked. In this dress? The two laughed, a quick friendship forming. But really, I can't sneak past by a blind man. The two remained quiet for a bit, staring at the twinkling stars. Despite it being the big city, the sky remained clear, so the show of the luminous bodies in the dark of night above the garden of animals dancing was the show that everyone kept silent to take in the sincerity. Your friend that you mentioned, Peg asked, is he a boyfriend? Would have been, Frankie replied, mood not ruined by this question, but by the thought of the subject. He won't let me leave, and he's so buzzed. He won't take a word I say without giggling. I can tell by your tone you got problems. Frankie took offense to that. What do you know? Peg put on a warm smile. Trust me, honey, I went through 2 nasty divorces a while back. Sorry to bring it up, Frankie replied, having let go of any anger in her voice. No, it's okay. Sorry, I tried to judge you. You know what you're talking about. What I may ask may sound weird, considering we just met, but maybe you could help me. Peg motioned to a pair of stone benches. The two sat down before continuing. Peg started. I presume your date is the blonde with long hair and has a light blonde handkerchief? Yeah, good guess. Who do you think that is?
Well, I'd call it an ascot, but...
His is orange.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's orange blonde.
You just think because
Strawberry
Fred,
blonde.
Because Fred is blonde. The thought of Fred being an asshole is so funny.
Looking around at the party.
Because he's so, like, positive and, like forward.
You don't know Fred like I know Fred.
When Fred drinks.
Oh.
When Fred's in a social confrontation.
Annie.
Alright. I didn't ask. Hey, bartender, where's my drink?
Hey, bartender.
Didn't they order another one of those?
Come on, come on.
Drink, please.
Comprende.
I tipped you $3.
I tipped you $2.
Oh, there's another one. I tipped you $1.
You're losing your tips. I'm taking them back.
See the one over there pulling dollars out of the tip jar? Yeah.
They aren't yours till I get my drink.
Try to be nice. That's what they tell me. See what that gets me. I can tell by his erratic behavior that in the future he won't change. He'll still party and such, and any sort of responsibility will just fly above his head. And you hear him in the background, woo!
He loves to party.
Yeah! Shaking his shirt. Smashing glasses.
Trying to pull his shirt out really fast from underneath the glass. Just flinging it off the table.
Getting his shirt stuck, trying to take it off over his head. Could I ask if your husband was like that? Frankie asked. None of them were. First one at least paid attention to my kids while trying to make it big, and the second one did too much. Isn't that a good thing? Too much of a good thing. I was getting lazy. I prefer to be busy rather than lying down. It was almost demeaning. That's what people think of me from a distance. I work at Foster's home. The imaginary friend's home? My granddaughter mentioned going there. Granddaughter? No offense, you're so young looking. I'm in my 50s, and the only difference between me now and me 20 years ago is a couple of wrinkles. I hid them just for appearances. I think you're gorgeous.
Wow.
Thank you, dear. You're pretty as well. You must attract boys like flies. Flies is often an understatement. I can tell your friend is close to being thrown out.
What's he doing over there?
Oh, right. He brought his big dog in to ride like a fucking bronco. Smacking asses. Hey, being a donator, could you do that? Yeah, I could. Ha 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 ha. Ha hee ha hee ha ha ha. Kiss me, gladly. And with that, Peg reached over and placed a nice one on Frankie's lips.
Whoa.
When the two realized what just happened, they broke it off and faced a different direction.
Phew. That was almost gay.
Good thing we took it back. I had my fingers crossed.
Good thing we looked away quickly. Nobody saw.
If nobody sees, it's not gay. We've been drinking too much, Peg got out. This is going a bit too fast, Frankie said with a small stutter. They faced each other, blushing. They stared into each other's eyes for a bit, as if they were looking into the other's soul. Do you think I would have a better chance with a lady? Asked Frankie. I wouldn't know. Have you considered your sexuality? Replied Peg.
Damn.
No, but for some reason, as Frankie starts to speak again, she got closer to Peg. It feels good. You're a good kisser. Peg sighed. I had experience. It's been a while since I was on the dating field. Peg moved closer to Frankie until their legs touched. And I'm old. I like my men older. Frankie moved her head up until her lips were near Peg's. So why not my women? Frankie, dear. The two locked hands and locked lips, closing their eyes for the bliss to take over. A surge of emotion arsed through the two. Frankie felt the spark of true romance, a feeling that was new to her. As for Peg, she felt it again, the same one she had with Peg and that one man.
Fred is gonna be so mad.
Hey, what are you doing with my girl?
Bartender, I'll be right back.
Trying to put his shirt back on.
Trying to put his bills back in his pocket.
Half tucked in. He stomps back over and takes another $1 from the tip jar.
I'll be taking this.
It took a minute to break it off, and the two were panting and smiling. They continued to hold hands. You know, Peg said with bliss in her voice, I do know about the exit from the garden. Frankie smiled and got up, leading Peg up as well. Lead the way, love. And with hands locked together and constantly laughing, the two danced off into the night.
Woo!
That's the end.
I rate that story 1, Fred asking how much a drink is and then reaching into the tip jar to pull out exact change. Out of 10.
I rank that Frankie watching too much of the Goof Troop lately out of 10.
I rate that Frankie having a moment at the bar and just in a drunken stupor imagining one of her cartoon waifus into reality.
Exactly.
So she can suck face.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Out of 10.
What a lady.
What a woman. That was cool. This is like our shortest episode of history.
These were all good lengths.
Mm.
Short stories.
Short, sweet, and to the point.
Yeah.
See you next time for Christmas.
It's Christmas time!
Woo!
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding.
Christmas time, come on, grab your friends. We'll go to many Christmas lands.
Grinch
Oh.
the Grinch and Max the dog.
Will you be Grinch? Will you be Saint?
Ultimatum.
Elias is going to be doing the Grinch Ultimatum dance throughout the entire recording. He's
I can't stop.
you've had an obsession with that video.
I don't know what I could possibly do to weaken its hold over my mind. Stop watching edits, maybe. But they're so good. I need to make one of Outlaw Generation.
Yeah. You want to talk about Outlaw's Generation?
He is a very interesting food reviewer. He puts more effort into his videos than any other food reviewer I've ever seen, by far. I don't know. Badlands Chugs kind of tries, but it's not the same. He's like an actual like video editor. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, Badlands like clearly cares about his craft, but his craft also doesn't like really demand that much fantastical stuff to it. His son, OK Hip Hop, makes great music for him. What the fuck? But, you know, like Outlaw actually like he takes a lot of time and effort to edit in his videos and stuff. I mean, sometimes he doesn't do that, but whatever. There's a lot of heart in his videos, and I think that's important to acknowledge.
Outlaw Generation, underrated foodie.
If you're out there, if you're listening, we love you.
Yeah.
We really like the Burger Time video.
Yeah, it was amazing.
If you have more green screen footage, please let us have it. Please send us the raw green screen files.
Please.
Steven, anything else you need to shout out? Anybody you wanna put in the hot seat? Anyone you wanna call out?
Nah.
You sure?
Nah, I'm sure. No one I have to call out, no.
No one you want to admire and praise?
Outlaw Generations.
Okay.
He's pretty cool.
The light's been out. You're tired.
It's not that I'm tired, just like the bright light against the darkness hurts my eyes a little bit, so I've been keeping my eyes closed.
This guy has an astigmatism.
He needs to play some Badlands.
Some Badlands Wonderworld.
Yeah.
That game would be so much better if that was the fucking premise.
The one button chugger.
Yeah, exactly. It's a rhythm game.
Steven, you know how much you like the arm wrestling game, right?
Yeah.
The old like punch out arm wrestling thing. You should remake that, but it's Badlands chugging instead of arm wrestling.
I would love that.
You should make a meet and fuck game, but it's POV Badlands Chugs.
Hey! He's non-sexual.
Every time.
Non-sexual.
He has a son!
He doesn't promote himself as sexual.
He's adopted.
Each time he meets a woman, he
That was a
says
chug,
enough
baby.
talk.
Chug, baby.
The woman
Enough talk.
The woman gives all of her lines to him. Instead of saying anything back, you just say enough talk and go straight into the flash game.
Hell yeah. That's an amazing idea.
That's the Badlands mod.
Steven, what's that game called? The arm wrestling one?
Just arm wrestling.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. Well, I guess Google arm wrestling.
Google Nintendo's arm wrestling. It's the precursor to Punch-Out. Well, it's a spin-off of Punch-Out, I guess I should say. It has Bald Bull in it.
Whoa.
Yeah. It has very obnoxious and funny sound effects, but it looks really fun.
Yeah, if you like your arcade games to have funny sounds, that's the one.
It's true.
Okay, good night, I guess.
Have a good night, guys.
Hope you enjoyed the goof.
And the Goofy's big goofy member.
Goof troops.